Hello friends, in this video we will discuss about the basic queries of Domestic Violence Act. I keep on getting a lot of queries about Domestic Violence Act as it is a very exhaustive act. The reliefs are varied. I'll take very basic queries in this video. Thereafter, in subsequent videos, I'll discuss what is shared household, what is right of residence, what is monetary relief, what is compensation, how all these things are awarded in this act. But for this video, I am going to take the very basic queries which I keep on getting in the meetings as well as on WhatsApp groups. So first of all, what is domestic violence? How it is defined in the act? As you must be aware that it is another gender-biased law. Only women can file a case of domestic violence against the male partner or his relative. So the act defines domestic violence as an act which harms, injures, threatens or endangers the aggrieved woman in a domestic relationship. This harm, endangerment or harassment or threatening should be related to physical well-being, mental or emotional well-being, sexual well-being or economic well-being of a woman. We'll define each and everything. Physical well-being means that which affects the physicality, the physical aspects of a woman, beating, smashing, throwing things at her, not providing her with the medication when she is ill, that will all come under physical violence. Sexual violence would mean that if she is subjected to sexual intercourse against her wishes, unnatural intercourse against her wishes, she is shown pornography, or she is asked to do any act which demeans her as a sexual or demeans her into being just a sexual being. This is called sexual violence. Economic violence can be of two kinds. One is not providing her anything, any means for her or her children's upkeep, or second is that not allowing her to go out and earn a living if she has the capacity or the willingness to do so. Then comes emotional and mental violence. It can be characterized as needless anger, taunts, or any other such means, not talking to her, confining her in a room, social boycotting in the household. So all these things come under mental and emotional violence. Now the question comes, where can a woman file this case? And this is a very serious question raised multiple times. There are multiple places a woman can file a case. Number one, where she is residing, she can definitely file a case. If she is residing in X city and the respondent is in Y city, can she file a case in X city? Yes, she can file a case in X city. If she is working, she is residing temporarily or permanently in X city, she can file a case. She can also choose to file a case where the respondent is staying. Another place where she can file a case is where the domestic violence took place. So if respondent is staying at A place, the aggrieved woman is staying at B place, but the domestic violence took place at place C. So C place can also have jurisdiction to entertain this complaint. Now, against what kind of relatives a woman can file this case? A woman can file this case against the relatives can be described in three sets. One, where the woman is related with consanguinity, that is blood relation. It can be father, mother, brother, sister, or if the woman is a widow and has come back to stay with the family, then also all these relations do come under domestic relationship. Then comes where the woman is related by virtue of marriage. That will include husband, father-in-law, mother-in-law, brother-in-law, sister-in-law, or any other varied kind of relatives of the husband who are staying in the same household. The third is where she is in the nature of marriage or in irregular marriage, she can file against her paramour or living partner. So these are the basic things. Another question which I have come across about respondent, who can be respondent? Any person who has been in a domestic relationship with the aggrieved woman can be a respondent in this case. Where can a woman file this case? Like to which authority? The aggrieved woman has 3 avenues. She can file this case directly with the magistrate. She can file this case to the local SHO who can send it to the magistrate. She can file this case with the service provider or a protection officer who will take this case to the magistrate. So these are the basic queries which I have already answered. And now in the next videos of the same series, we'll try to cover shared household, right of residence, compensation and monetary benefits like maintenance as well as child custody. Please keep watching this channel. If you liked it, share and subscribe it. Thank you very much. I'll get back to you soon.